Welcome back to AM Northwest. Our next guest's work in the film world has given him access to some of Hollywood's biggest stars. But it's his generous heart that's prompted these same people to call him a friend. Here to share some fascinating stories from his life, we welcome the author of First to Leave the Party, activist, entrepreneur, and movie industry insider, Salah Bachir. Salah, good to see you. Good to meet you. This book is fascinating. One incredible story after another. But let's start at the beginning, way back in the 60s when your family moved from Lebanon to Canada. Tell me more.
I came when I was 10, and I spoke French and Arabic. We didn't speak any English, and I didn't say that properly, but and my English teacher at the time, second language, English as a second language, said, watch TV. So we got to watch shows like Batman and Bewitched and Bonanza, the three Bs, and he said, pick up English from there. And didn't realize that Bewitched and Batman, if you go back and watch them, are the gayest show on television. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Bewitched, Elizabeth Montgomery with Paul Lynde and Agnes Head, you know.
Let's talk. You mentioned gay shows. You're gay. You're. Tell me about coming out to your dad.
That's the most beautiful story. I came out to my dad, and he said he understood, but don't tell my mom; she wouldn't get it. And when I told him, I already told mom, and they both were like, my mom said, "I just want you to have a child would be half as nice to you as you have been to us." It was like not even.
Isn't that's the sweetest thing? Also, that something that's a thread throughout your memoir really is food. Your family really treasured food. Your grandmother made incredible food, and you did that with all the people, all the celebrities you met along the way.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff at the dinner table, you know, meeting people. It's great for conversation. It's also like a whole symbol that there's always room for everyone at your table. And, you know, people like Ella Fitzgerald would ask me, where can I get good Lebanese food after performing in Lebanon? And of course, you're going to say your mom's. And so mom brought her food every time she sang at a local jazz club in Toronto, and we built up a friendship over that. And Marlon Brando came to my parents' backyard. He was filming The Freshman with Matthew Broderick in a warehouse near where I had worked. And I went to interview Matthew Broderick, but Brando was sitting there, and it struck up a conversation. He came to the backyard and had a barbecue of Lebanese food, and we became fast friends over that.
How did you get to meet all of these people initially? You had like a video company, is that right? And you did interviews?
Yeah, we were at the beginning of the video industry, the video cassettes. So we had a magazine called Premiere, a magazine called Video Mania, then Famous magazine in the theaters, and Cineplex magazine was the last one, and they were distributed all over. And so in the video industry, there was a shining on the older star, like a spotlight, because their careers had been over and people had forgotten, believe it or not, who a Betty Davis or Gregory Peck were. And so we got access to them to promote collections of movies that were coming out on video cassette. And they loved the fact that someone was paying attention to them after all these years. The biggest icons of 20th century in many ways.
Yeah.
And that's how I got.
I love your pearls, and you connected with Elizabeth Taylor on pearls and jewelry in general.
Yeah, I mean, Elizabeth Taylor was filming a film with Carol Burnett in Toronto in 1982 called Between Friends, and I had always loved her, and we got to know her, and I just simply said, you know, I have some jewelry on at one point, and, you know, do you want to come over? You know, like you say to somebody, and you don't expect them to say yes.
Right.
You want to come over one day for a coffee, and we can try jewelry on? Jokingly, she said, I'd love to. And she dressed up, and no one noticed her. She came from the Four Seasons, put a scarf on, great big sunglasses, so no one would see those beautiful eyes of hers, and just, you know, walked into the concierge and gave him some name and came up the stairs, and we built a friendship. And her, you know, she was in constant pain because she had so many injuries and back problems and hip problems, which people don't realize. And also her contribution and her AIDS foundation. She was one of the first to have an AIDS foundation, and one of the first, when no one was mentioning the word AIDS, to say, like, people died of ignorance, not of a lack of drugs. And
Absolutely, absolutely. Aretha Franklin, speaking of jewelry, you guys connected over that as well. And also, she's thin here, but you both were dealing with weight issues, and you're really the mental weight of carrying a lot of weight around.
yeah, that picture is Aretha's last performance of
Right.
the Elton John AIDS Foundation benefit in New York, where we were there. And yeah, I mean, first time she thought I was a jeweler, and one time I was wearing a big sable coat, which I lent her. It was pretty cold where she was, and I said, "Keep it," and she said, "Oh, don't be silly," kind of thing, and threw it back at me. But yeah, I connected about weight. Same with I think Brando
Right.
or Elizabeth Taylor. People were dismissed at a certain age when they became overweight and made fun of and body shaming, and so Brando couldn't get a part. Orson Welles couldn't direct a movie because there was all these jokes about his weight and
Right.
who he was.
Phyllis Diller, got to be a character to get to know.
The best. I mean, Phyllis Diller did not put people down in her humor. She invented a husband named Fang. She put herself down. She'd have that characteristic ha at the end of it that she was in on the
Yeah.
joke. Yeah, it was really funny. We had her at a performance. She was the entertainment, and I had met her through Variety Club International, which raises the money for children, handicapped children, and became friends and asked her to do a gala for us. And at the end of it, she kind of mentioned it was my coming out gala to the video industry, and she mentioned how handsome Pierre Trudeau, the old Prime Minister of Canada, was. But she didn't sleep with him at the end of it was her joke. And when I took I took the microphone, I said, "Phyllis, darling, neither did I." And so the next morning she said, "Never overshadow your talent. What are we doing next?"
Yeah, I love that. Eartha Kitt, chat last week about Eartha Kitt for me.
Oh, the best. Orson Welles called Eartha Kitt the most exciting woman in the world. I asked Eartha, we were doing we relaunched a 519 Community Center, which is a huge gay and lesbian community center, but open to everyone. It serves about 200,000 people a year. And we were doing a capital campaign, and I asked Eartha whether she'd be our first act and kick it off. And she wouldn't take a full fee, she would only take a percentage. And I had known Eartha from before through different events, and we often stayed like all night and talking and about different things. And I mean, Eartha's mother was raped. Most people don't know that. And she also got blacklisted after criticizing the Vietnam War by just simply saying to Lady Bird Johnson, "You have children, I have children," kind of thing. Bring it to the most closest level to anyone. Why are we sending these people to fight there? And
Right.
but she knew anything about everything really, and spoke several languages, sang beautifully in French as well, and was always up to help out anyway. And she had said during her years of being blacklisted, it was her gay audience that kept asking for her.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Love it. The book again is titled First to Leave the Party, My Life with Ordinary People Who Happen to Be Famous. And I love the title, First to Leave the Party means leave when it's good so that you can remember it really well.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. Salah, thank you so much. We're gonna put the information. Of course, you can find his book anywhere books are sold. Thank you so much again. We have to have you back because there are more stories we didn't get to.
I would love to. I would love
That'd
to come
be
back.
fun.
Maybe I'll fly to Portland and
Yes, yes, please do. All right,
Love to.
All right, we'll
Okay.
be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.